On the Beach at Night Alone is a Hong Sang-Soo film. Stars Kim Min-Hee as Young-hee. She is an actress who had an affair with a married director. So she's sort of taking a break and she's hiding out in a small town and she's hanging out with her friend. The first act of the movie pretty much is just her talking with her friend and sort of giving us the backstory of her, how she feels. She pretends to be aloof even though she's not. She really likes the director, but you know, he has to keep it secret. And it slowly dishes out information over the first act. The second act of the film has her going back to a cafe where four of her old friends are working. And now I know why people like Hong Sang-Soo so much. I didn't really like his movie Woman is the Future of Man, but this movie is a massive improvement. Kind of like how Quentin Tarantino has realistic dialogue in his movies where like characters will talk about like burgers for 5 minutes, but you know, it's slowly giving out little facets of information about the characters. Hong Sang-Soo does the same thing, but with conversation set pieces that are really awkward. When I say awkward, I mean like he'll have characters like having dinner, casual. A woman will get up to go use the washroom, a guy will follow her. He'll follow her to the washroom so they're alone and he'll say something like, "I've loved you my entire life," or something like that. Something like, just like a bomb just going off, something that you probably shouldn't say at all, or not the right area. But usually the confessions come out in a table full of people. So this movie does it in the middle, yes. There's this really awkward scene where Young-hee goes back to that cafe I mentioned, and one of her old friends pops by, a guy that she used to know, and they're talking, and then all of a sudden the employee, who's kind of like an equal partner of the cafe, you can tell that she doesn't like Young-hee. She doesn't like her coworker talking with her for some reason. She gets kind of jealous and you don't know why, because she's not dating the guy, but she has a close attachment to him. So she starts like trying to interrupt their conversation, and she keeps like telling him to work and, you know, what does he want for dinner, and like sort of just destroying the entire conversation. They're just trying to catch up, but she just doesn't like this at all, and she's getting in there. And it's such a wonderfully directed, masterful scene. It's so subtle. It's something that could happen in real life. It's so awkward. It just wonderfully captures jealousy. It's such a good scene. And then there's one more at the end. The third act has another dinner where all the friends are there, in one finale where Young-hee gets really drunk and she starts like talking about love and like starts just sort of saying, she gets a little bit too excited and she just sort of like goes off. And it's awkward enough to like be uncomfortable, but it's not like too unrealistic. So wonderful dialogue scenes in this movie. And she finds herself laying on the beach whenever she feels sad. And then the finale has her going back with some more people she knows for the finale. So this movie is lauded because it sort of imitates real life. In real life, Hong Sang-Soo and Kim Min-Hee had an affair. So in this movie, Kim Min-Hee plays a young actress who has an affair with a married director. It's basically like art imitating life, and it's kind of weird looking. I didn't know about the affair and everything, but they're trying to like have a legal battle because the wife won't sign divorce papers. And this movie just feels a lot more realistic because of that. And especially the dialogue sequences I was talking about. The movie is more well balanced. It's definitely something I enjoyed more than Woman is the Future of Man and other films of his. I think this one's on par with Right Now, Wrong Then, another movie from a couple years ago. Kim Min-Hee is becoming more of Hong Sang-Soo's muse. She's in like at least 4 or 5 more movies after this, and so this one was definitely good. I really enjoyed this film. A little bit slow in parts, but overall I now understand why people like Hong Sang-Soo. When he does a movie right, he does it right. So I give On the Beach at Night Alone a 7 out of 10.